look back at him. Again, we're listening to Scott Pruitt. And if we're talking about rookies versus veterans, only 3 drivers in today's race have started all 6 races here in Australia. Fittipaldi, Rahall, and Al Unser Jr. Now, Danny, you were wondering, they have a device that controls the pit speed, don't they?
That's right. Right on the button on the steering wheel, they've got a little button that they hook that won't allow the car to go over whatever the speed limit is, 80, 82 miles an hour. And I wondered why that didn't work on Michael.
Jan, what's the story there?
Well, Paul, the story is we asked the crew, was the button working? And they reluctantly shook their head and said the button is working fine, meaning that he either took his finger off the button too early or he came into pit road. And, of course, it won't hold you back if you're already over the speed. It's better at holding you back as you're leaving the pits. The crew here in Newman Haas, very dejected, Paul.
Boy, look at this. Scott Pruitt is up on the back end of Jimmy Vasser. This is as close as he's been throughout the run here, which is now 21 laps old, 65 laps. The scheduled distance. The radio is open to Pruitt. We'll keep listening there, but I don't think they're going to bug him now.
9 o'clock at the fuel, 9 o'clock.
I stand corrected. 9 o'clock on the fuel. That should be just under 100% would be your guess, or?
Well, it depends on, of course, how they have it set, but it's probably down to like 98 or 96%. They don't want to lose too much ground. They want him to stay as close as he is, as we see right there, but they've got to conserve fuel to get to that next window. And let me tell you something. I worked with Jim McGee in 1991. He's one of the sharpest guys out there. He's a very clever crew chief and manager, and he's one of the best guys on the radio.
They make the turn now up along the Esplanade, right along the edge of the beach on the Pacific Ocean, traveling north here. And Scott Pruitt is very much on the attack now. Engine power difference showing here, Honda versus Ford. Kangaroo.
Well, Jimmy Vasser underwent some cosmetic surgery during that pit stop, and we're pleased to say it was successful. Remember the cone that was wedged up by his helmet? Well, they removed it, just literally ripped it off. And I'll tell you what, guys, this could become a very valuable souvenir.
Does that mean you have it for sale, Jack? Or Danny, you want to bid on it?
No. I think that...
Danny, you don't have enough money to buy this.
Okay, Jack, that's all yours. You got it. But I think Jimmy might want that from you at the end of this race.
Believe it or not, he did radio in, guys, and that's the truth. He did ask. He said to Mike Knight, the PR guy, don't let that cone get away. Kind of like Irvin does in the football. Wants to save that football. Well, it's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot different, Jack. Scott Pruitt was in pursuit, isn't right now.
He's close, but I think what we're seeing is just the legs of that Honda.
Michael Andretti into the pits again. This will be the black flag penalty. Stop and go. They'll take him right back out. There he goes. Thought for a minute there that they'd already assessed that, and he was on his way in for further look at what could be a front end or nose problem with the car. Apparently not that.
No, when you see just one guy out there, that's why they call it a stop and go. Of course, you just got to pull up, be very quick, and out of there. And that loses you enough time just coming into the pits and getting back out.
Vasser, Pruitt, Al Unser Jr., Alex Zanardi, Greg Moore now runs in 5th place. Greg Moore, one of the rookies this year, second in the rookie battle behind Zanardi. But he was struggling getting this race course down at first.
He had never been here before, of course. He's had trouble with the car. He's not feeling well today. Of course, a lot of people have gotten this flu, this bug that's going around. I guess you all started that in Indianapolis, and it carried it down on the plane to Rio, and then, of course...
just a couple seconds ago, Mauricio Gugelmin coming up behind Rahall.
Just trying to get those brakes in
and look
there.
Who else is there? DeVeren once again saying, oh, I don't want to get one of these again. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Adrian Fernandez was involved with Jill DeVeren just a couple of laps ago, and it took you out of the race.
Yeah, we're very disappointed. You know, the team was doing great. We were having a good race, and well, you could have passed me, and you know, you just hit me on the back. So you know, it's just a shame.
Well, guys, he said he might have hurt his wrist a little bit, but he walked back here and he seems to be okay. Back to you.
Adrian Fernandez watching Al Unser Jr., 3rd place. Vasser, Pruitt Jr., Zanardi, Greg Moore. That's the top of the order here, followed by Bobby Rahal, Tiff Aaron, Robbie Gordon, Brian Herta, and Stefan Johansson, as we have 24 laps of 65 complete. The IndyCar drivers had a chance to get out on the beach here at Surfers, play a little volleyball with a couple of world-class ladies players, and I think they were just happy every time they were able to get the ball over the net. That's an over the net there. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
You want to know how to choose a motor oil? Take a ride to your local garage and see what the mechanic puts into his own car. Fact is, of all the brands of motor oil, more ASE certified master technicians choose Valvoline for use in their own cars and trucks. So before you buy a motor oil for your car, know the one more top mechanics put into theirs. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Come play the new Valvoline racing game on the net.
Here at Firestone, we know what it takes to get your attention.
One heck of a tire.
A Firestone tire with all the warranty you'd ever want. Plus,
One heck of a price.
you got it. An unbelievable price. 4 for $99 on genuine Firestones. The winningest tire name ever at Indy. Firestone quality at an affordable price. Got your attention, huh? Hurry in now to your local Firestone retailer.
Emmy winner Kirstie Alley returns to television with a performance the press calls brilliant.
Oh, sweetheart. I love you so much.
It's Alley's ticket to another Emmy, claims the New York Post. The world television premiere of Radiant City on ABC Sunday.
ABC Tuesday.
This is a stick-up.
When Andy and Bobby pose as crooks, they take things a little too far.
How'd it go last night?
These guys are insane.
Will you shut up?
A couple of hiccups, but nothing we couldn't take care of.
A couple of hiccups?
An all-new Blue. ABC Tuesday. View at discretion at Bob.
When cars raced at an awesome 5 miles per hour, Mobil Oil was there. When a race car broke 100, Mobil was in it. Mobil was in the winner of the first race across America. And since then, Mobil has been in more Indy 500 winners than any other oil in the history of Indy. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
What makes a great photo? Some say the film, others the camera. We think it's great photo processing, and Genovese SuperLab 35 is the best. Ask for it. Big 4x6 prints, perfectly color balanced, triple inspected, and only SuperLab 35 Scotch guards every print and negative. Genovese SuperLab 35. Ask for it.
We'll take good care of you.
The time is right for Eyewitness News this morning. Tomorrow morning at 5:30.
The Australian Grand Prix continues.
We're back, Surfers Paradise, Australia. Nothing changes in the front. Vasser, Pruitt, Allenser Jr. Here's a change. Michael Andretti. And it looks like they have brought out the computer, the laptop. What are they looking for?
I have no idea. When they're plugging that in, that's usually something you do at a pit stop.
Look at this, Alex Zanardi. We had a report that he was slowing on the course, and now he's rolling very slowly into the pits, Jan Beekes.
Yes, the initial report, Paul, was that it was a gearbox problem. Originally, it was just difficulty in shifting, but now, obviously, that problem with the gearbox has gotten worse, and he'll be lucky to get it down. He's coasting now into our view. Let's check in now quickly with Jackaroo.
Yeah, and this is the brain trust for Scott Pruitt. Pat Patrick, the car owner, Jim McGee, the team manager. Now, we understand, Pat, that there's a radio problem between the pits and your driver.
Yes, there is, Guy.
Now, he can hear you, or you can't hear him. What's the situation?
He can hear us, but we cannot hear him.
So now what they've done, gentlemen, is they went and got an additional pit board. They dispensed it over across the wall to the pit signaling area. That's the only way that they can communicate with him. Now, the problem is they're concerned about fuel mileage. They have put up the following message, 1.72, wanting Scott to acknowledge it. What does that mean? We must get 1.72 miles per gallon. Let's go to Jan Beekes.
Well, to further up the Alex Zanardi story, what has happened is they realized as soon as the car came to a stop that Alex Zanardi's day was over. Right now he's being debriefed, has the helmet off, so Alex Zanardi's day is over here early on.
And that's one of the stories of the rookies. By the way, Jan Beekes, 36 years old. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Paul.
So Alex Zanardi, we were talking at the start about what about the rookies in this. That's one of the things we've been following. Zanardi out, but the other rookie Greg Moore is now running in 4th place, and that's really a pretty spectacular run as he's come up from well back in the field. The top 5 are Vasser, Pruitt, Unser Jr., Greg Moore, and Bobby Rahall. So we keep an eye on Scott Pruitt here. And remember, out of the race earlier with the incident was Paul Tracy. And here's Jan Beekes.
Paul Tracy has made his way down to the garage area. Now, Paul, we had a look at it from the onboard of Michaels. How did it unfold from your perspective?
Well, at first, the Marlboro car was running great. We made a good start. I was pacing myself, saving the brakes, getting good fuel mileage, and Michael's just textbook, isn't it? I mean, he just comes along and locks up and hits you from behind and spins you around. And you know, it's disappointing for the team, but it's got to stop. You know, it just has to stop.
Well, Carl Haas calls the shots for Michael Andretti. And Carl, now your driver is out of the race. What happened?
Well, Michael just had an engine problem and he pitted, and of course we lose a lot of time on that. And I guess it's you know, pretty much over.
For the Kmart Racing team and the Bud team, this has not been the best of years so far. It sounds like Michael has gotten refired, but it's been a very frustrating couple of times.
Yes, it sure has. We're both reasonable position there. You know, Michael got up to 3rd there with pit stop ahead of Unser, and we were in good shape. Christian got caught up in an accident in front of him where he lost a lap on that.
Now more trouble as well, as we understand, Paul Page, that Bobby Rahall has come onto pit road.
Exactly. Rahall slowed down. We saw an indication of something, but I'm not sure what it was, Danny.
No, I think he just locked up a little bit there, but he had a bigger problem. Bobby, wasn't anything that would cause the problem or cause him coming to the pits. They're taking the cover off the back, and he's gotten out of the car. He's got a bigger problem than that, probably in the back end.
And he was up at the front as well. Another guy up at the front, Jan Beekes, is Alex Zanardi.
That's right, Paul. It seems like this is the time of the race, and we're seeing a lot of problems. Alex, what was it that put you out? The early indication was gearbox trouble?
Yeah. Since we put the wheel down in the ground on Friday, we had that problem with the gearbox, and that's what it stopped us on Friday afternoon. We thought we fixed the problem, but apparently we didn't.
Now, you would be the best person to tell us, how do you think Jimmy Vasser's chances are now in comparison with how your car was working?
Well, my car was running pretty well. It's got more or less the same setup. I guess he has a very good chance. His gearbox doesn't have any problem at all. And if things goes well, I think he's the best guy out there to win that race.
You enjoy your first race in the street circuit in an Indy car?
No, I didn't, because I was after we put the wheel down in the ground, I knew that I could have done good results in this place, and I'm really disappointed for how the things goes. But there's nothing we can do. Just keep our concentration in Long Beach. Now we know that we can do it, and I think I'm going to collect some more points.
Very disappointed, Alex Zanardi. Paul?
And won't ask that question of a guy early out. At the front of the order, Vasser, Pruitt, Al Unser Jr., Greg Moore up to 4th. The Farron is 5th right now. And Christian Fittipaldi, you get a look at him there. He is, of course, off the pace and well back down in the field, running in 18th place right now. But he is separating Al Unser Jr. from Scott Pruitt. Bobby Rahall out of the race, Jackaroo.
Remember, Paul, at the beginning of the show, we said up and down through the gearbox 30 times. Bobby Rahall, your gearbox let you down.
Yeah, I have to start being difficult in downshifts. It was fine upshifting. It started missing a gear. We go from 5th to 3rd, and then the last few laps I go from 5th to 2nd. I was trying to catch Moore so we could get a run at him, and then the gearbox, I'd miss a shift or something. So we just started making death rattles, but we made some changes to the car before the race, and it really started to come good in the race. I don't know if we could run up front, but, you know, 4th and 3rd was, I think, a good possibility.
You had a second place
back in Columbus, you know, Grammy and everybody. Sorry.
You can't say much more than that. Former champion Bobby Rahall out today.
On board now, Andrew Rivero. He actually runs in 16th place. This is the guy that won the race just 2 weeks ago in Rio in front of his countrymen. Vasser, Pruitt, Al Unser Jr., Greg Moore, Gilles de Ferran, the top 5, followed by Gordon, Herta, Raul Boisel, Stefan Johansson, and Carlos Guerrero.